The Xiaomi Mi Watch and the Oppo Watch are the first smartwatches from both of these companies. They're both based on Qualcomm chipsets and actually both give you a lot of the same features and functions as well. The Mi Watch is definitely a thicker device and it's also got this really squared off design. It also has that crown on the watch as well, which is a lot like the Apple Watch. Whereas the Oppo Watch is a bit more rounded. It's definitely thinner as well. And it isn't as thick, so it doesn't stand off your wrist as much as the Xiaomi watch. The straps are interchangeable on both of the watches, so no issues there. The mechanisms that you use to clasp the bands into the watch are slightly different, but for me they are both very robust, so no issues. Here's a look also at the charging cables that you get with the watches. You just place them in those to charge them up. Not sure why Oppo went with a white charging brick with a black box. But anyway, you can see the difference, the Mi Watch having that crown on there, and then the second button can be mapped to anything you like. Same for the Oppo Watch too, but the round digital crown there is just replaced by a second button. The Oppo Watch features this curved OLED display. It's curved on the left and right, whereas the Mi Watch tends to just have a flat face with a curve all around the square face. Two slightly different designs, but for me, they're both made very well. So before I give you a look at the watches themselves, let's just look at the apps, because obviously this is really important. The Mi Watch uses Android Wear. You have to download Android Wear, which is this app, and then there's the Mi Wear app as well. Whereas the Oppo Watch just has Hey Tap Health. You don't have to download Android OS, that app from Google. The front pages actually and the apps themselves do give you all of the same stuff. It's just laid out in a slightly different way. Both of the watches also have an eSIM that you can activate within the app. They of course both have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth as well to connect to everything, and both have NFC for payments. As they all track the same things, for example steps and calories and heart rate, this is all laid out in the separate apps. There is a different design on the two, but the information is the same that they give you. I wouldn't say one app is better than the other. The information is slightly differently laid out, but it's all there. I tend to think the app on the Mi device, the Mi Watches app, is just a little bit better looking and easier. It stands out a little bit more with those cards, that type of layout, but all the information is there on the Oppo version as well. There's also different options, so you can look up some different workouts that you can do and also track your workouts in both of the apps, and it will give you the GPS location that you were running at. And also within the apps, you can do other things like buy and change your watch faces. Change a lot of your settings as well that you use with the watches. What they offer is similar, if not the same, just laid out differently, as I said. So both watches say that they are waterproof. You can take them swimming and use them on your workouts. The layout of the watches themselves is a little bit different. On the Mi Watch, if you swipe to the right, you get lots of details about your activity, whereas on the Oppo Watch, swiping left and right simply switches through the watch faces. Those watch faces can give you all the information that you need, same as swiping right onto the Mi Watch. In the apps screen, again, all of the apps are very similar, if not the same. The telephone app, because you can use it to call people, contacts app, alarms, settings, stopwatches, fitness trackers. They both have a smart assistant as well, and they both have app stores that you can download apps on them. For example, QQ Music, which is a music app in China. They both have internal storage as well, so you can load your music onto the watches. Both of the watches can link up to the calendar on your phone to display your calendar events and also get messages from your phone too. The Oppo Watch works much better with an iPhone as it doesn't need the Google Android OS app on there. You can't use the Mi Watch with an iPhone whatsoever, but if you've got an iPhone, I'm sure you're going to go for the Apple Watch and not either of these two. Notifications can be got by swiping down or up depending on which watch you have. And both of the watches track you and give you a target for each day that you need to hit to keep fit, for example, with steps or in terms of how many exercises you've done. Just as a side note, even though the Oppo Watch tends to be slightly more rounded in its design and the Mi Watch looks really square and bulky, you'd think that it wouldn't be comfortable to wear. But I think the Mi Watch is actually really comfortable for my wrist anyway. And there is a smaller version of the Oppo Watch. This is the 46mm version, but there is a 42mm version as well. Battery life between them, I've got about anywhere from 5 to 7% of a daily usage battery drain. It really depends on what you're doing and how active you are. The Mi Watch does have a slightly bigger battery, but in terms of battery performance, I actually think they're pretty much even as well. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.